Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Tops Off and a review for the March 12th NHL Games. So I believe there's about 9 or 10. We're going to start off with the Blackhawks and the Ducks. This one was kind of a surprise, I guess, based on the volume that Chicago got. Anyways, we're going to start off in the first period. At 10:39, Brett Leeson was scored for the Ducks from Cam Feller short-handed. At 11:27 of the first, Donato would score for the Blackhawks from Taylor Radish and Andreas Athanasiou. Athanasiou, that name. They score on the power play to tie it up. Second period, Brett Leeson gives the Ducks back the lead. 151 from Bekanainen. Kurashev would score at 3:25 of the second from Bedard and Foligno. Seth Jones would score at 11:49 from Foligno and Bedard on the power play, so 2 points for Bedard already. 1931, he would extend that to 3 points. Bedard scores from Kurashev and Foligno. Third period, Mackenzie Entwistle scores from Athanasiou at 2:43. At 3:10, Kurashev would score from Bedard and Foligno on the power play, putting his point total to 4. And then at 10:06 of the third, Tyler Johnson scores from Bedard and Kurashev on the power play. So Bedard with a 5-point night on that, and the Blackhawks take it 7-2 with the Ducks. Panthers and Dallas, this one was like a toss-up for me, because it's like pick your poison. If you're a Canucks fan, it's like, do you want Dallas to tie you in points, or do you want Florida to go up by 2? I think they're 3 points ahead of Vancouver now, which, you know, a 3-day break for the Canucks, so it's, yeah, whatever. I think I was going more for Dallas, but that didn't happen. First period at 3:53, Joe Pavelski scores from Robinson and Johnston. Second period at 7:48, Robertson scores from Pavelski and Benn on the power play. Wyatt Johnson would put them up 3-0 at 8:11 of the second period from Marchman. Reinhart would put the Panthers on the board at 12:52 from Barkov and Tkachuk on the power play. At 11:09 of the third period, Barkov would score one of his own from Verhaeghe and Montour on the power play. Bennett would score tied up at 14 minutes from Tkachuk and Forsling. And then at 14:38, Barkov would score the game winner from Verhaeghe and Montour on the power play. The Panthers take that one 4-3. For the Stars, Arizona and Minnesota. So in the first period, Kirill Kaprizov scores for the Wild at 6:29 from Mark Faber and John Merrill. Bukestad would score for the Coyotes at 8:08 of the second period from Carcone and Kesselring. Hartman would score for the Wild at 18:16 from Kaprizov and Goudreau on the power play. Third period, Kaprizov would score second at 17:28 from Middleton into the empty net. Then at 17:55, Foligno would score unassisted, also into the empty net. The Wild take that one 4-1, finishing off the Utes there. Detroit and Buffalo. So in the first period, Alex Tuch scores at 1:07 unassisted. Byram would score again at 10:09 from Benson and Greenway. At 12:37, Sherratt would score for the Red Wings from Raymond and Borgen. Benson would score for the Sabres at 13 minutes from Greenway and Dahlin. Then Skinner would score from Benson and Cousins at 15:29 the first. Second period, Clifton scores at 4:27 from Tage Thompson. Byram would score second of the game at 9:05 from Thompson and Gergensons. Raymond would score for the Wings at 9:29 from Fabry and Kane on the power play. Paterka would score at 13:49 unassisted for the Sabres. In the third period, 17:32, Jake Wallman has a lone goal from Gosh Despair and Mata. The Sabres take that one 7-3 over the Red Wings. So they're on a nice little win streak, maybe? I don't know, the Sabres are interesting. Carolina and New York, the Rangers. First period, 9:52, Adam Fox scores from Chris Kreider and Ryan Lindgren. Second period, no scoring. Third period, no scoring. It ends 1-0 for the Rangers on that game there. The Rangers take that one 1-0. Alright, Senators and Penguins. So in the first period, there's no scoring. Second period, no scoring. Third period, Sanderson scores from Matthew Joseph and Clyde Giroux at 11:06 to break the ice. Bunting, his first game with the Pens, or first or second, I don't know. because he came over with the trade for Gensel. He scores in 1937. from Carlson and Malkin, so making an impression with his new team already. Then in overtime at 3:13, Drake Batherson scores from Stützle and Sanderson to end it. Ottawa takes it 2-1 over Pittsburgh. Montreal versus Columbus. The first period, Gallagher scores from Evans, 21 seconds in. 3:15, Slafkovsky scores from Matheson and Caulfield on power play. 5:48, Josh Ross scores from Xhaka and Newhook. Second period, no scoring. Third period, no scoring. The Canadians take it 3-0, making it 5 straight, I think, that Columbus has dropped to them. So, good for the Habs, I guess. Moving on to San Jose versus Philadelphia. The first period at 3:29, Joel Farabee scores from Morgan Frost to put them up 1. Zadina would tie it up at 19:19, the first from Cunnin and Barabanov on the power play. Second period at 9:20, Morgan Frost scores from Konechny and York on the power play. Zadina would score at 13:34 from Cunnin and Costin on the power play. Tie it up, so 2-2 going into the third. Third period at 5:09, Owen Tippett scores from Konechny and York, and that's how the score ended, as 3-2 for the Flyers in that one. Moving on to the Golden Knights and the Seattle Kraken. In the first period, there is no scoring. Second period, at 4:14, Burakovsky scores from McCann, from McConaughey, and Cartier. At 6:36, Marchessault scores from Barbashev and Eichel on the power play. 15 minutes of the first, Dorofeyev scores for the Knights from William Carlson to put them up by 1. Third period, Matty Beniers would tie it up at 1:55 from Borgen and Tatar. Tanev would score at 5:21 from Belmar and Yamamoto. Bjorkstrand would score at 11:30 from Tolvanen and Gord. Carlson would score at 12:23 from McNabb and Theodore. Marchessault would tie it up at 19:43 from Stevenson and Eichel. And then in overtime, Eichel scores at 3:01 from Pietrangelo to win it for the Knights 5-4 in overtime. They take that one there. And then the Avalanche and the Calgary Flames. In the first period, at 2:05, Mikko Rantanen scores from Nichushkin and McKinnon on the power play. Miramanov would score at 3:24 from Kadri and Popisil. Duer would score at 6:46 of the first from Huberdeau and Paschal. Second period, Manson would score from Walker and Cogliano at 4:52. McKinnon would score at 5:50 from Nichushkin and Rantanen. Nichushkin would score at 7:53 the second from Rantanen and Taves. Middlestad, one of the first games with his new team, he would score at 14:10 from Duhaime and Taves. Then Rantanen would score at 19:14 from Cal McCarr. Third period, there's no scoring. Yeah, take that one 6-2, putting a beating on Calgary for that one. Anyways, that's it for March 12th. So if you liked it, subscribe if you liked it. I'll see you guys next time. Adios.